You're just going down, hallelujah. Come on. Come on, come. You're just walking, going down the corridor. Come on, just walk. Come on. Go ahead, go. Go back up there. She's walking, coming down the corridor. And then you're going to walk into her and you ask her, what's up? What's with you? You're glowing so much. Come on. She's walking, coming down, minding her business. Come on, ask her, what's up? Stop and ask her. What's up? Ask her, what's up with you?
What's up with you?
You're glowing.
You look real nice, man. You're glowing. You're glowing. What's up?
I'm living in the overflow.
And you say, what's the overflow?
What's the overflow?
I got to explain to you.
Lunchtime. Yeah. Somebody say hallelujah. Somebody say hallelujah. Somebody say overflow. Overflow will mess up folks and the job. Hallelujah. Somebody say overflow. When I'm walking in the overflow, I'm just walking down the corridor, man, my business, with a smile on my face, hallelujah, walking, and it's stopping you and say, hey, what's up with you? I see a shift in your smile, a shift in your walk. I can sense something happening. Why? Because you're living in the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. You see, people who are living in the spiritual overflow, folks would stop them on the job, and then in the overflow, they will get some of their overflow salvation. Somebody say, I lost some of you. Somebody say, The stuff will work in the spiritual stuff that you got to. So I'm releasing you to go back on your job and act as if you're walking and you got some gifts from God, and act and walk as if you're walking in the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. I just don't want to be just tilting and half full, but I want to be walking and acting as if I am walking in the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. Touch somebody and say, when you go back to work, when you go back at home, just don't act like you're kind of half full, quarter full, till full, but I want to live and walk in the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. I want folks to stop me and say what I got, because you have opened a portal to the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. Not half full, quarter full, up to the brim, but I want to hit the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. What the world is looking for is some folks who are walking in the overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. And I'm here to tell you, if you walk in the overflow spiritually, somebody say hallelujah, then that will kick you into the supernatural overflow. Somebody say hallelujah. And they will kick you into your signs and wonders and miracle. And then signs and wonders and miracle that you want so much will become easy. Somebody say hallelujah. Because you're going to have easy access to the signs and wonders and the portals of God, walking under an open heaven and having access to angels ascending and descending. I can't hear you all up in the house this morning. Woo! Somebody say hallelujah. My God. Somebody say, my God, my God. I think I have time to share one message with you. And then the other kids, people are going to clicking, hallelujah, with their testimony. But there was one person who lived in the overflow. There was one person who accessed an economic portal of the overflow. And you can access it too. So we're going to look at their life. And you're going to see in the midst of famine. Let's look over into Genesis chapter 12. In Genesis chapter 12. We got to run there quickly. Genesis chapter 12. Last time we talked about Isaac. Today we're going to talk about Abraham. Genesis chapter 12. And verse 10. When you get it, say, I got it. And God, He will open portals everywhere for you. Because we have established that He is our God. He wants to bring us into the portal of the overflow. So we got to change our mindset, change our thinking, start thinking His thought, start dreaming like Him. Somebody say hallelujah. And stop thinking that you have to work for everything that you must possess in this life. There's some folks who got your goods, who are guarding your goods with guns. There are folks who are just occupying your goods just for 5 years and 10 years, but they got the deed signed with your name on it. Somebody says, somebody got my house with a deed signed on it. No frustration. I can't hear some of you up in the house. Somebody said, But listen to this now. This is going to mess you up. And in Genesis chapter 12 and verse 10 says, and there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down into where Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. Somebody say famine. The world situation, was disastrous. And all the economists of the day were saying, hey, there is famine in the land. And so many cows going to die and camel going to die. So many people are going to die, and the economic forecast was bleak and bad. Yeah, somebody say, and everybody was speaking lack. Everywhere you go all around the world, and in Egypt, they were saying, man, the sand dunes, they're flying in, and the sand is coming in, and my God, my cows, they are dying, my camels are dying, my sheep, my flock, they are dying, everything. Some people were dying if they didn't have the resources to buy the food. So Abraham was in the midst of famine. Somebody say in the midst of famine. Somebody say in the midst of famine. But listen what happened. The king, Pharaoh, somebody say Pharaoh. Pharaoh had his goods. Pharaoh has his goods with his legion of soldiers guarding his goods. Somebody said, Somebody shout out and say, somebody is guarding my goods. Somebody in the bank, they got the guards guarding my money. Somebody says my money. Oh yeah, and God has a way how to do wealth transference once you tap into that economic portal. Somebody say hallelujah. And so he went down to Egypt. And in Egypt, Pharaoh took his wife or his sister, Sarai. Somebody say Sarai. And so he had to pay dowry. Somebody say, And since he had a king's connection, somebody say king's connection. Touch somebody say, God is hooking you up with a king. Well laden with gold and silver and everything you need. Some of you are not saying a thing. Somebody say, Somebody say, I'm getting a king connection. The King of Kings that's over everything can cause the king, the ruler on earth to start opening up the treasures and resources just for you. Somebody said, think with me. Somebody say hallelujah. Because God will do anything and everything just to open up his resources just for you. Somebody say hallelujah. Because you see, God called Abraham and God says, I'm going to bless you in this land. Wherever you sojourn, I'm going to bless you. Somebody say hallelujah. I am your God. Somebody say hallelujah. So therefore he had the blessing portal open over him. Somebody shout and say, I have. Like Abraham, I have the blessing portal over me. Oh, somebody say hallelujah. Wherever I see lack, when I walk into lack, lack will change into opulence and abundance and success. Some of you ain't believe me. Somebody say, Some of you got to get this tape and say, when I walk into lack, lack will obey me. Somebody say hallelujah. I have opulence on my feet. Somebody say, I have success on my feet. I have wealth walking with me because I'm living under a blessed portal. Man, your mom making me preach hard this morning. Jeez. Somebody say, And so in famine. Somebody say in famine. In world economic conditions. And there's the same situation that they're saying in these world economic conditions. And they want to speak it into our mind. But somebody shout and say, we are of a different kingdom. Somebody say, we got some kingdom laws. Somebody say hallelujah. And my mind's changed with the kingdom mindset, kingdom laws, kingdom promises. Somebody say kingdom mindsets, kingdom laws, kingdom promises. Somebody say, Somebody shout and say, I am filled with kingdom promises. I'm operating on another law. I'm operating on a different plateau. Somebody say hallelujah. Oh, yeah. I feel something breaking. Poverty breaking. Somebody say hallelujah. Oh yeah, I feel economic doubt is breaking over some of you. Somebody say hallelujah. I feel brass breaking over you. Somebody say hallelujah. Somebody say, I got a king guarding my goods. Oh, come on. I said a little better, man. I got a king guarding my goods. Abraham had a king guarding his good. King Pharaoh was guarding his stuff. Employed folks to guard the stuff. Employed folks to water his stuff. Somebody say hallelujah. See that they look fat and flourishing. Somebody say, If we get a revelation of this stuff, and you say, I got somebody. Hey, it happened to me. I had somebody watering my garden. Somebody say hallelujah. And all I had to do was just walk into it. When I got my home, I said, but wait, these guys don't have the fruit tree around here because they were just watering my garden. Some of you ain't believe me. Come on, somebody say somebody is watering my garden. Somebody is manicuring my yard. Somebody say hallelujah. I mean, they kept it better than I'm keeping it right now. I got to jump within the yard. But manicuring. Somebody say hallelujah. So that's the same connection Abraham had. Somebody say, I am going to run into the same connection that Abraham had. I got to run here fast, man, because you look like you run out of steam. Somebody say hallelujah. But I came to help somebody. Somebody say, I got to help somebody because God's going to open some portals to some kings. Somebody say, all you got to do is think about it. Dream about it. All you got to